Hi everybody, it's Debbie. You're at your home, your happy place, and thank you so much for joining me today. I think you know what we're doing. This is, I can't say I have open concept. It's kind of odd. I have 3 rooms in a row here, but so they do need to flow, but it's not your typical open concept. There's little indents of things in here, so I kind of change it up just a little, but you will see all the way through. So that kind of matters, not to mention you can go also see what's going on the screened-in porch. So I try to keep them related to each other. One thing I do want to tell you, I am doing bulk, I call it bulk filming, because we're so busy with company. I am trying to film several videos in one day. I just do outfit changes and hope that you don't notice. But I'm telling you that because I like to respond to comments. And when I'm making several in a row, I won't really be able to respond to the first video's contents for, a whole week at least. So just so you understand what's going on there, that's it. I'm going to start, since sometimes I leave this to the end, I'm going to start with what I'm wearing because it's pretty. It really is. It's smocked in the back. I guess you can see a crisscross. And, of course, it's a maxi. It's got a beautiful border at the bottom. I don't know. It's really not a stretchy fabric. No, it's not. The crisscross straps do adjust, and then it's really just a halter. There is a piece of elastic, I guess, sewn in here, but then of course the back is all elastic, so there's lots of room. And I got this one on Amazon and I'm really happy with it. It's a little longer, so I'm going to show you. I absolutely had to put on a higher flip-flop today, but I don't mind being tall. All right, and my jewelry's old. This is just old Chico's. I bought this when I was in my lavender period. And now I'm not. I would have looked so good in this room the last time you saw it, but oh well. All right, I'm going to show you what we're starting with. Oh, you know what? No. I'm going to start with our inspiration, and as I've been putting in pictures, but I've been putting pictures in after I'm all done filming. So today I picked out some pictures. Now I've already decorated the room. I've been living in my summer house for a while. I just haven't had time to catch up with every room with you. So maybe in the fall, if I keep this up, I'll start with the inspiration pictures and then try to build from there and show you how I do that. But what I'm going to do a little differently today is I'm going to put these pictures on and I'm going to try and do the talk over. I don't do that very well, and tell you what it was about some of these pictures that I was drawn to. It's not like we're always trying to duplicate what we see in a picture. Sometimes we are, absolutely. Sometimes it's just a feel. Sometimes it's a drama. Sometimes it's a subtleness. Sometimes it's a item that's just, woo, I gotta have that. So all of those things can play into it. What was my real inspiration? Well, let's go. There were some pillows at HomeGoods. I must have gone 5 times and saw them and thought, I love those pillows. Where would I use them? They kind of give me the basement feel that I have. I call it my basement, but it's finished, so it's beautiful. I don't know the lower level. It kind of reminds me of that tropical feel down there, but it also gives me a little bit of chinoiserie. And so all of a sudden, I was like, I'm getting those pillows out and I'm going to bring them up here. So here they are. They're a little wild. but you know, you can do the wild and keep it kind of subtle with colors like this. You know, it's not a whole bunch of colors like the ones I've got going on downstairs with leopards. That's just multicolored, lime green, gold, pink, orange. It's just wild. This one's much more subtle. I just love the palm trees, the bird, the zebras. I just loved it. So this is what I started this room on, and it just took me a while to pull it together. But first we're going to talk about the inspiration photos, and then we'll start on the foundation. I love the white, light, airy feel of this room. The blue mixed in very subtly, and that little palm back there. But my favorite is the use of the coral with the ginger jars on top of coffee table books, or just sitting on this tray that is on, it looks to me to be a upholstered coffee table. I just find that to be absolutely stunning. In this room, I just really, of course, I love that bird picture. I was also taken by all the windows, the transoms, the light. It's very much like my house. And that's probably the biggest thing, other than, again, it is this tray that we're getting ready to see. I absolutely find that huge piece of coral, the shells, and even the big glass jar with the shells in it. I would love to do that. I think I have done that in the past, but I've never put something like that in a family room on a tray. And that navy coffee table, if that's what you want to call it, so really dramatic and beautiful, and a huge tray. I just think that's so, it draws me in. I'm not in love with the pillows. I would do something different. And I'm not in love with the rug, but those are kind of the colors of my sofa. So I could really enjoy rocking this look. Okay, I am so drawn to things like this. This gallery wall, first of all, is just, it really, as a whole, is very unique and pretty because of the different sizes on the exterior sides and the fact that they're black and white. So that's just kind of unique. But my favorite part really is these white frames, white matte, and then this really dramatic dark navy background with the items that are highlighted in white. Really a beautiful backdrop. And then we get down to this navy sofa. I mean, if you're going to commit to something like that, wow, it's very dramatic. I love it. The coffee table is pretty, and then again, they have just contrasted on the floor. You know, maybe somebody would have had a dark floor, and maybe they do, but they have a white rug, and it just makes this whole ensemble together just really pop, and it looks gorgeous. This is one of my favorite things to do, is strip the room. And I strip it with everything that's going away. The things that are staying, I left. And always in this room, my foundation pieces will probably be the same every single season, which is, you know, there's a dog under there, just so you know. Are you having fun down there, honey? Anyway, in here I have some large pieces. These are extra large sofas. Now I could have gone with a 3-cushion sofa on each side, but because this room, the size of it, I would have been trying to put a couple of chairs here then, which I could have done, but it would have closed off the room a little bit. And so instead of that, we just paid a little extra to have a little longer sofa. All right, over here is this piece. I'm keeping it still. It was a a throwaway. It wasn't a throwaway. My daughter was going to put it in her garage until she found need for it in her store again. So I took it. And I've had this for quite a few, well, not a few seasons, probably since spring maybe. These I purchased a year ago. I at Home Goods. I did replace the finials on top with these, and I have actually another pair of finials. I'm not going to get those out right now. This is a Ballard's mirror that goes a little bit below this piece of furniture. This piece of furniture I get asked questions about a lot. I don't have a manufacturer name, and I bought it probably 5 years ago. Schumertz, I think it's called. Schumax. And they were in Ellisville, Missouri, or Baldwin, Missouri, one of the two. It's a very heavy piece. It doesn't look like it would be. And then this I've had for almost 3 years here now. I haven't lived here quite 3 years. I think I'm over speaking, but and that's that wonderful moss that I bought last year, and then pot and pot stand. So that's all staying. Right now I've got my doors open because it's so glorious out. Nothing is changing here. It's just your basic fireplace screen. And we did get Swedish ivy and brought that in over here. So I've got that on the plant stand. I love it, and it's real. And then this piece is a part of our kitchen set. And it's just the extra. We were moving this back and forth last week when we had company the whole time. And then this is, I was going to say phony. It's it's a faux. It's a faux palm that I think looks so wonderful. And some more of that moss, which looks like one of them fell out, and another of the vases. And that's what we're going to start with. I will try to look up my color in here. I'm not sure what it is. I know that it's most likely a Sherwin-Williams. And then this is what I think they used to call, or do call, a Fanimation. The light's not on right now. But they're beautiful. And some of the trim work I'm going to show you. I don't talk about this stuff much. I just really, really wanted some special trim work in this house. It was really some of my favorite parts of what we were doing. Okay. Now that we've talked about our foundation pieces, if you have questions, please put them in the comments below, and we're going to get into the details. Here's a quick look at some of the details we will be working with today. It's been a long time since I have redone this. I loved that picture that I had hanging over my mirror, and it was hard to part, but I wanted the pink out of here, and there was quite a bit of pink in it. I am putting back my coral pictures I had on either side. These are gorgeous. I don't have, I mean, I've had them for a while. I'm sure I bought them at Home Goods. They have a real cloth burlap glass, a beautiful, I'd say burgundy matte, and then a cream color background with the coral in that same color, or a little brighter. And these are like, oh gosh, I don't know what to say. They've got the printing on them like my vintage botanicals do. So I'm sure it's like a scientific thing, but there's little bits and pieces down here that you can't see, and little words and the figure number. And I'm telling you, it's something that I just love it. Okay, you've been seeing me use these a lot. The other ones you've seen already are more like this. They're wider and shorter than these two pieces. I just love them for backdrops to add just that touch of coastal in a room. So I'm going to put that, slide that behind my light. There we go. I mentioned that I had some new coffee table books. I don't know that I'd even call this one a coffee table book, but it's so beautiful. It says, "In Love with the Sea," and it's like a picture book, but it has little bitty words of inspiration on each page. This particular one with the palm tree says, "The ocean is a mighty harmonist." And then that was William Wordsworth. Eternity begins and ends with the ocean's tides unknown. Anyway, it's just a pretty picture book. In Love with the Sea, and I'm putting it on a white stand. Now, if you're a minimalist, there you have it. You're done. It's very symmetrical and comes into that moment. I love that. And I'm not a minimalist, but I'm not a maximalist either. This is a coffee table book at home on the water, and there's a lot of reading in it, and a lot of beautiful pictures. I mean, I could have just gotten inspiration just by paging through this. Beautiful. I would love to have about 2 more coastal books to go underneath it. But for me, those kind of things, they have to have meaning. And so when we go back to Florida next month, I'm going to look for some there and hopefully build it up. It also allows me to make memories of the things that I'm putting in my home. While I love these, they just came from shopping. I really love it when I find something that somebody gave to me, I inherited, or I found on a trip. I'm going to add this crystal candlestick holder to the top of that. It's lead crystal, and then this beautiful blue pillar lamp. Again, I can be done, but I'm gonna see. I may take it away. Let's see. I've got some coastal frames here. They are white with a wicker bamboo type inset. So let's take a look and see what we think. All right, you guys, I didn't care for it once I really got close. It was just too cluttered, and it just stole away from the whole, I don't know what this presentation gives me, but I absolutely feel calm. Coastal calm is what I feel with this, and that's what I want to keep projecting. It's really hard after having wreaths and baskets and pictures on a mirror like this to go ahead and leave it plain, but that is exactly what I'm going to do. So this whole wall is done. I'm going to look at these next two shelves really quick. I'm going to use some more coastal display pieces. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece of coral. And I am going to set it down here on this shelf. The same thing with this conch shell. I think all the shells are beautiful, but something about this, the way that pink comes out, and it's just amazing that these things are created in the sea. No one's manufacturing them except God, and they are exquisite, exquisite. So let's add this to here. All right, so I think in the middle, I may put a picture, we'll see. Okay, now I don't love this picture for here. I would rather have a beach picture of us, but right now this one's in here framed and it's a good close-up of us. It's at a St. Louis Cardinal baseball game. So I'm just gonna set that, and I'm using a shell frame. I'm gonna set that right there. And because I might move it just a tad forward so that you can actually see it when you're going by. All right, I am going to take these pictures that I had and I'm going to actually put them on the two ends on the bottom. I'll move those books to the center and see if that's where they're going to stay. And honestly, I may leave this. I don't ever do this. I usually decorate all the way across, but I'm loving this. It's so calm. I don't want it busy. So we'll see. I may just take it away, but let me try it. All right, I'm going to leave it. I'm enjoying the calm look. If I had some kind of a bookend, or if I find one that could work, I might add it, but I do like my books piled up like that on the side. So pretty happy with this. What do you think? I feel very beautifully calm with this. And it's kind of funny because there's not a stitch of navy over there, which is interesting because you saw that was my inspiration. So we'll just go ahead and start adding that over here. And we'll start with the sofas, and then we'll get into the coffee table and finish her up. So I tried a lot of different colors in here because I wasn't sure that I was all in on the yellow and the navy, but as you'll see when I do my summer home tour, I really did carry that through in here. So the yellow is coming in the form of this throw, which is an Amazon. It's just like the ones, it's from the exact same batch where I had my lavender ones. I was so happy with them. They're lightweight, easily washed. They don't snag easy. And I am just gonna toss them on here like I do. I love it. And as I say, a lot of people do stuff for decor reasons. I do it for functionality as well. I want the things that I'm going to use to be beautiful, and we use our throws almost every night. I'll just go ahead and do this whole sofa. Then we're going to add this pillow. I'm in love. Did I say it was from Home Goods? It's not a pillow cover, although it does come off. So I do like that. I can store it and then save the pillows. Normally I crisscross these, but I just wanted to change it up today so that when you looked into the room, you saw all the color at once. And a big block down here. And this is why it's so much fun to have for your foundation pieces something that is neutral, because I can play, you know, you see this here. It's all white, and yet nobody would call my house neutral. In fact, you guys tell me that all the time, how much you love the fact that I'm not neutral because everybody else is. But I am. I just pop things, I pop color in. And trust me, I haven't always been that way. The sofa we gave away was a patchwork sofa. It had yellow, pink, blue, I don't know what other colors, maybe more besides cream, and lots of different patterns, but I couldn't do stuff like this on it. I couldn't change it up seasonally. It was what it is. So it's so awesome. If you think about a base, it doesn't have to be white. You could choose something that's yellow, or even like me, I don't choose to have that orange on my porch, but that's what I have. And it's a lot easier to work with a solid than a print. But I wouldn't tell you, if it's your happy place, to have a print, not to do it. You do it. Also, the day I was playing forever in that room, I ended up in here as well, because I had, this is exactly the same, let's see, what do I have out there? I think so. Yeah, this is exactly the same table runner as I have out there. It is a Tommy Hilfiger. It's got this little guy on it, and but this one's navy, and the one I had out there's yellow. But I bought it at either TJ Maxx or Home Goods, and I just like it for a little. You know, it's tying in. It's breaking up this big blob of white. And it's also tying in my navy here. I got this piece at Home Goods this past spring, I believe. And I love it. You guys, you know how much, I mean, you all love it too. And then I just put some crushed up paper in it and added this beautiful reindeer moss. And this has been in this room the whole time. It's just been up on that shelf. So I moved it over here. And super happy with it because it is the exact opposite. Whereas those pillows are dark with the white print, this is white with the dark print, but in the same color. Another thing that looks beautiful in a coastal room is going to be any kind of basket, rattan. This one's gorgeous. I believe you can pretty much get these on Amazon. I'm sure I didn't, but I will link one below. This kind of chippy white reminds me of sort of the things at the sea coast that get messed up because of the moisture or waves, like driftwood or something like that. So I absolutely found these to be perfect. Not to mention they're, rather than a big heavy metal, there's something that's natural wood. Navy candles would probably be just a little too dark, looking almost black. So I am really brightening this little spot up here and tying my yellow in with a couple of bright yellow candles. I found these coasters probably about a year ago on Amazon. They're marble. They've got these little cutouts on the sides, and then they're edged in gold. And I find them to be extraordinarily beautiful. And one last, I've been looking at this book for about a year. I had heard, you know, when you see it and you think, oh, it's a table, it's a coffee table book. I knew it wasn't size-wise, but no one, everybody was disappointed in the size, but no one was disappointed in the contents. I was actually reading it to my 2-year-old, not reading everything, but she was naming the shells as I would turn them. You should have heard the names she came up with. They were, some of them, I don't even know how she came up with things, but they're beautiful. It's a beautiful book. If you love seashells, you would enjoy this book. And it is really cute, and it fits in my little spot here. So that, I believe, is done. So I'm going to give you a real quick overview of that, and we'll move on to another spot. Over here, I'm going to add the pillow that I believe I had out in my early summer decor with my lavender when I was doing yellow and lavender. I love the pillow. I think that will do that. I've got a couple little pieces I'm going to put out on the floor and the hearth. I just love these pieces. I think this was probably on my kitchen table not that long ago. I just don't like to put them away. I feel like they've got so much character, and you know, you can always find a place for them. I'm going to keep my hearth pretty simple and my mantle. I'm just adding the little gold touch lights. You charge them up there and then just flip them on, and they come in black and silver. I think that's all right now. This guy's pretty heavy, so I don't think my grandkids, my littlest ones, will even be able to touch it. Again, it's another piece like the other one. I just love it, and I don't feel like putting a whole bunch of stuff in here right now. I want it airy and quiet and calming. So there is only one other area to do in here, you guys, and that is that little bar cart. So let's do it. All right. Were you missing this? If you've been in here, you know it's been over here for a couple of seasons. And I just love this. It was a find at Home Goods. It's gigantic. I can't even get to the top of it. And all I did was shift it. I wanted some more height over here. And so I moved it over on a tea cart. If you joined me when I was doing the staging for my lake house, this was one of my finds, but I never found another one to go with it, and I didn't find a place to use it there. So it's gold, which I have gold accents in this room. And then I just love glass that has that kind of character to it. I don't even know what I call this one. But what was I going to put in it? You know what? This doesn't hold a lot of pillar candles. It's just a tad small. And then I had an idea. I had a little bit of sea glass, and so I decided, especially after I ordered that sea glass book, that I would find some more sea glass, and that's just what I did. It comes in lots of colors. I got a mix, as you can see there, and I'm going to put it in there. I love it. They're pale, frosty blues and very soft sea greens in here, and I got this on Amazon. I apologize for the noise. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I just love it. I found this in my storage. I guess it hasn't been out since last year. It's got a basket weave background with distressing. It's just a little box and it's been hand painted. It says, "Take me to the sea." And then to complement this vase over here, I am putting in one of my chinoiserie pieces. And the top is done. Okay, I'm going to do one thing on the lower part. Keep in mind that I've got a lot of company and a lot of grandkids visiting. All right, I have this beautifully tightly woven tray. I'm going to set that in here nice and snug, and I'm going to fill it up with some dishes. This is a bamboo pitcher, and around it I'm going to pop in 4 matching bamboo stemmed margarita glasses. And if you haven't guessed already, they're plastic. So my one of my granddaughters was down there. Mom was yelling at her, and I said, "It's plastic. She can't hurt it." I guess they could break, but not likely. So I think this looks super simple and calming. All right, let's have a reveal. Thanks so much for being with me today. I totally enjoy doing this with you, and I love getting your feedback and your comments. They're so sweet. Even some of your suggestions. You know, I've tried some out. Somebody told me to try moving my armoire up in my bedroom, caddy corner in that corner. I still haven't done it. I was looking at it while I was in bed, and I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be enough room for it to actually work, but I'm going to try it. So I appreciate your comments and your suggestions. Just because I'm an interior decorator does not mean that I know everything, and it also doesn't mean that I think of everything. For those of you who told me I'm supposed to raise my drapes up, you know, that's just a thing. One of those things that I necessarily don't do. Now, I did do it at my cottage. They're all up to the ceiling. Here, I am very much in tune with our trim work, and I don't want to take away from it by trying to lift up the drapes, because drapes are really just secondary for me. I don't even necessarily want them on the window, which is why it took me till this year to put them up. And why you don't see them anywhere else. I'm just not really into that in this house. So, okay, anything else? I'm going to link everything I can below. My new channel, which is called Trump Sounding, that's one word, not two, is linked also below, and hopefully by now there will be another video on there. If you go on it and it says there's no content, just click on video and it'll show you the first one, which was my Jonah call. And the second one, I don't know what it's going to be named because I'm going up there to record right now. I'll tell you what it's going to be about. It is not going to be short. It's going to be my testimony of being healed. And so I've barely said anything and I can get teary-eyed already. So I don't even know how it's going to go. But if you join me over there, please commit, if you would, to praying for me and put that in your comments. And I really need your subscriptions. I think I'm around 40-something subscribers at this time. So I'll see you next time. And you guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you're new, please consider subscribing. It's free. I'll see you. Bye-bye.